Hello there. Let's play some Final Fantasy XIV. Okay, so I've got Astrologia. I'm going to play for a little bit and make sure my sound is good. Testing, testing. Are you working? And it is. Fantastic. Let's go. Okay. First things first, I need to go to Omicron. The Omicronian, Ultima Thule. And advance the Botanist Society quest. Alright. Greetings, Pieter. This unit commends your fulfillment of objectives relating to the care and feeding of Grilvoth customers. Prescarian menu items, in particular, have met with high approval ratings. Current mission is proceeding, as audio records indicate your people would say, swimmingly, ha 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 ha.
We've learned much from the Brilliants and Grilvoths, and the last strength is now a site of joyful cultural exchange. But don't take our word for it. Come and see.
Alright, let's do this. What's up, Jimmy? Oh, sorry, wrong guy. Cafe status, moderately busy. Waiting times, nominal. Totes adorbs.
We should keep an eye on that one. They're already polished off 3 bowls of soup today.
Well-fed Gurubovs provide important mission data. Soup-related sacrifices must be made.
Oh, you like making customers happy. Admit it.
This unit merely acknowledges customer satisfaction as more conducive to mission objectives than mutual hostility. Speaking of which, Patron 005 and 006 should be closely monitored.
Try to change the subject on me. Wait, who are Patron 005 and 006?
Asians? They look like they've got cat ears. They got horns. Oh, they're horny. Got it.
Hello. Hello, newcome patrons. I, Johnny, would like to personally welcome you to the last drugs. Can you tell me a bit about your home star?
Analyzing metaphysical waveform. Nihilism protocols activated. Doot, doot, doot. It has shared in our truth and shed the self. This is well. The universe, too, is finite. Only in death may we embrace true infinity.
Did you just assassinate my barista? Why did you do that?
Situational analysis complete. New customers of the Nibiran civilization. This society eliminated concepts deemed unpleasant by organic life forms, such as war and death. In so doing, individuals attained physical immortality and a state of unified comprehension. Their projections were insufficient, however. The Nibiran people only realized the elimination of strife would similarly destroy their sources of joy when it was too late. At that point, they jointly decided it would be preferable to return to non-existence.
Oh, well, that's concerning.
Pardon this unit for a moment. Halting shutdown processes. Troubleshooter initiated. Repair features and self-determination algorithm restored. Why have you returned this being to the finite? The golden mercy of R'Allah is so close at hand.
Sweet mother, this is terrifying. Cultural exchange be damned. We can't let them near the other patrons.
On the contrary, this unit believes that exposure to other civilizations may benefit these customers, and invites them to tour the local simulations of dead worlds. To be certain, the nature of other civilizations is a long-held curiosity of ours. It may be interesting to discuss their inherent utility. That is the spirit. All societies in Ultima Thule are subject to unique manifestations of despair, so this unit recommends comparing each of the tragic perfection of the Nibiran. We are in favor. To arrive at philosophical resonance with such beings fills much time before blessed obliteration.
Well, aren't they a couple killjoys? What the hell?
We have already demonstrated to the peoples of Ultima Thule that despair can be overcome. Projections indicate that once restored, hope is not so easily distinguished.
So you think they'll be able to help each other, like you saved M104 just now. I suppose I should be glad they took you up on it. This Nibiru make my first head on them. I don't want them anywhere near Elysium. It would be nice if we could cure them of the ennui, of course, but I cannot see how.
The Nibiran are the last dead civilization with sufficient data for replication. Should it prove impossible to turn them into satisfied customers, the probability of further developments on Elysium is low.
Oh, well, that's frustrating. Why must they be so much scarier than the other two? I retract my complaints about our soup budget. Well, what if we invite patrons from another civilization instead? The EA, for instance. There's no reason to not build all of our own customers, and they seem rather thoughtful. At the very least, it would make good practice in philosophical debate.
This unit cannot guarantee that any amount of practice would prepare you to treat with the Nibiran. However, it agrees that inviting local life forms to the last dregs would be good for business.
All right.
Mora? Mora, says Kitty. And up we head to the next group. We're very close to level 93, aren't we? Current objective: convince prospective EF patrons of the desirability of last dreg sustenance.
We'll search for potential customers in this vicinity. Can you ask around the scary stone circle where everyone stares at the sky? Well, thanks in advance.
Alright, scary stone circle, I got this. Hey, Stonehenge Venturins. What's up? Have you seen some scary-looking people around? A venue for replenishment and discourse, you say. We once visited similar establishments. They are memorialized today through our existence of our restaurant, where our traditionalists gather to restore our ether and vent our petty miseries upon one another. Your civilization is young, so perhaps you do not yet understand that one such location is more than enough. Even the most transcendent minds can only withstand so much vacuous discourse. Hey, what's up, Mr. Sophisticate? The corporeal beings derive meaning from patronizing this cafe, you say. Felicitations. Personally, I've long since departed from such material concerns in favor of staring contemplatively into the abyss. To begin chasing hopes and dreams would now be to betray my very principles. Part of your identity, huh? What is your report, Peter? Oh, those people are kind of sad. One would think that they could at least show a bit of respect of you, of all people, out of self-preservation, if not else.
Well, you would think that they had so respect for you, of all people, out of respect of nothing else.
The probability of further developments on Elysian is now infinitesimal.
No, I refuse to give up. The terrible attitudes are all the more reason to make them see the light. Between the three of us, we will get them to enjoy themselves.
Implicit threat acknowledged. Analyzing, initializing joint operation protocols. However, this unit also must acknowledge the non-zero probability of failure. In such a scenario, the odds of ever securing the patronage of Ea and Nibiran must be revised to hopeless. Projections indicate the business may not survive the outcome.
Well, they're as bad as they are sometimes, you know that? Peter, you mentioned that the EI once offered you food, did you not? So they don't consider themselves beyond the concept of protest. There must be a way to build on that to make them understand.
You interrupt my staring once again. Curious, is this a physical compulsion?
No, we're simply seeking an enlightened opinion. You seem very focused. So surely none would be better suited to answer a few questions.
I suppose that within the bounds of my principles, and as time is inherently meaningless, you would not cost me what might otherwise have mattered. Pray, wait a moment. I'll see if other rationally minded individuals are interested in this diversion.
Huzzah! How is the debated view, Piotr? See if you can stimulate their inquiring minds enough to draw them into the cafe.
Objective. Choose the appropriate phrases to generate interest in the last regs. Resulting quantification may take several minutes. You may wish to cancel any pending Duty Fighter registrations. Duty Finder registrations, not Duty Fighter.
Huh.
Yeah, we can do this. Surely there's not like a rousing examination to take one's mind off the ceaseless torment of existence. Should we start with the 350,173 questions or so, as is customary?
Oh boy, that'll take a while. Now, 350,000. I was thinking more in the neighborhood of 3.
I see that in my cognitive agitation I neglected to account for your base intellects. Carry on with your paltry queries, then.
Do you have an interest in gustatory sensations?
We long ago abandoned the pursuit of gustatory sensations. Though we yet consume aether to sustain ourselves, we do not experience any particular sensation beyond the satiation of hunger. That is perfectly sufficient. Though I am curious, you indicated that many beings gather to consume sustenance at your cafe. Do these beings experience gustatory sensations in unison? Does this not confuse and upset them?
Quite the opposite. Taste is key to customer satisfaction, and our customers are very satisfied, I assure you. If you're going to have bodies, you need to learn about them, right?
Curiosity detected. This unit concludes your question piqued their interest. The diminutive being suggests that gustatory sensations are a primary consideration of your establishment. Biologically, however, those are not more than a secondary mechanism to prevent primitive organisms from starving to death. Explain this contradiction.
Perhaps to truly comprehend our argument requires tasting for yourselves.
Perhaps it is conceivable that, having dispensed with our corporeal vessels, a prolonged absence of sensations experienced by way of the nervous system has limited our imaginations to a degree. If only we had possessed the forethought to record our gustatory sensations for posterity, an unfortunate oversight, to be certain.
Yet not an insurmountable one. If you were to visit the lost drugs, we could help you reclaim some of the knowledge that was lost.
Enticement detected. This unit proposes following this conversational trajectory to its natural terminus. Though I acknowledge that there is some logic to your argument, we are perhaps at an impasse, given our form's lack of physicality. Nevertheless, I am curious to know what manner of taste you would present us with had we gustatory organs.
The taste of your lives as corporeal beings, perhaps.
Indeed, it is rational to assume that, as corporeal beings with unique gustatory organs, we too once found certain sensations particularly stimulating. If your cafe is capable of providing information on such long-lost sensations, we would welcome the experience.
If anyone can do what we can, we've served a variety of civilizations already with great success, I might add.
Operational success imminent. Allied units will remain engaging for critical final phase. The preparation of historically accurate sustenance will be no simple task, yet the hirsute being insists on accompanying it. Is this compulsion intrinsically or extrinsically motivated?
It is our deepest and most heartfelt desire to see hope restored to the universe.
How very primitive of you. Very well. I am convinced that your establishment will offer an authentic experience of the shackles of the flesh. Heartfelt, it says, how charmingly irrational. Nary a mention of the tangible impact our hope would have on the surrounding dynamis.
Yeah, those too, of course, but most of all, what we want is for our patrons to... Most of all, what we want is for our patrons to enjoy themselves.
That's the right voice.
Mm-hmm.
This unit does not disagree with the assessment of organic life forms as primitive, though it is rich in irony, given the irrationality on display at present. In any case, mission objective complete. Allied units' performance will be logged as optimal.
Excellent.
We see that you indeed had few questions. When may we partake in sensory experiences?
Well, first we'll need to prepare a full course of gustatory experimentation.
Experimentation, you say. That sounds most agreeable. If this unit may suggest it, Peter's flesh would make suitable medium.
I'm sorry? Well, I quite agree. No one's tasted more tasty than the intrepid Peter.
Just so long as I'm the one doing the tasting, and not the one being tasted. I'm actually rather terrified of being eaten, given my history.
His palate is refined and his bravery unmatched. He'll be the perfect candidate to try any and all the dishes we prepare. Then you need only scan and transmit the sensory data to the AI's consciousness.
I feel concerned. I mean, sure. Don't poison me.
It's unclear at present what our people may have eaten in their corporeal days. That their people may have eaten in their corporeal days, but we can begin by finding out what sort of taste they enjoy, and then refine a recipe from there. Regardless, we'll need to fire up the ovens immediately. Last I checked our inventory, the kitchens are well stocked with vegetables, fish, and Chilean cookbooks.
The probability that the AI's historical diet was identical to that of the life form in Theris is astronomically low. This unit proposes incorporating ingredients from other worlds as well. Scanning flavor subcategory for ingredient data. Voyage to Flavor Town commenced. Flora near the vitrified fort may contain content suitable for use as seasoning. Data indicates that organic life forms love seasonings.
Oh, don't hesitate to taste test in the field.
I'm sorry, what?
Remaining allied units should proceed to the last dregs for recipe analysis. This unit will answer any further customer questions.
Alright, I think we're good for now.
Alright.
Let me grab some of the special stuff, and then we'll continue on to the next thing.
It's storming pretty good outside. canned cotton balls. South of the vitrified fort, huh? That's closer than the other thing, so we're gonna get that first. The EA have thus far asked 81,120 questions. This unit can feel the last remnant of its patience slipping. Here's your Coolman for you. A timely rescue. Chemical composition of ingredients within expected parameters.
Let the experimentation begin.
Alright, but if you guys poison me, I'm going to be very annoyed. Bye, love.
Not half bad if I do say so myself. Dig in, Peter.
Initializing progressive scan of gustatory inputs. Alright. You guys can repair me if I go down, alright? Oh, this is most enjoyable. I'm gonna take some perfectly ordinary pasta because it's mostly vegetarian. I have my choice. The pasta's not like that in the Theris, although the otherworldly flavor adds a tang of complexity. As for the ES, surely any gluten-tolerant life forms enjoys a massive bowl of carbohydrates. Oh boy. Well, if we're doing this for their data, Faintly terrifying fish. I would prefer fish to hamburger. Was this fish staring to your soul just now? Hopefully not. In any case, its pallid flesh may have thoroughly absorbed the alien flavor. Certainly tasted something. Now the seemingly innocuous hamburger to finish it off. Gotta have all the carbs. All the calories. You're struck with a sudden certainty that Hemingway either borrowed or stole this recipe from the last stand. The locally sourced flavoring adds an unexpected spiciness to the medium rare meat inside. Your tongue is now tingly. Gustatory data received. Transmitting to patron 007 and 008. So these are the flavors of which you speak. Thank you for helping categorize things such as sweet, salty, sour, bitter, or savory. I fear I'm quite overcome by the medley. It is impossible to say whether this sensory assault is identical to what I might once have felt when consuming sustenance, yet it is a useful reference to ruminate upon nonetheless.
Well, then it's well worth the effort in my book. Tell me, did any of the dishes strike you as particularly enjoyable?
The first stimulated me in a most pleasing fashion. How was the flavor derived?
Oh, that was flavored by local ingredients harvested by Pietro, garnished with powerful miracle shrimp, a type of crustacean that grew both so farming in Elysium.
Pulverized crustaceans. The nature of gustatory sensations is inscrutable indeed.
I didn't know that you used to meat them yet.
Yet we found these ones pleasing, perhaps to indicate that we too once consumed mutilated decapods. I cannot imagine why we would have left that behind. I am grateful to have even simulated the experience.
Well, that's good. And there we have it. Do you think this will be enough to bring about more changes to Elysium?
Inconclusive. This unit proposes that Allied units ascend to scan for signs of change.
Sure, we can get high, if you want. Hey, kitty. Time to travel to A4 research.
Stigma 4 confirms that alterations have occurred. Let us proceed with the scan.
All right, take a look. This looks a lot happier than it was before.
Oh, these creatures certainly weren't here before. What are they? They put me in mind of Atheros' jellyfish.
No results found in database. Furthermore, these life forms differ from the simulations in Ultima Thule on a molecular level.
You mean a new species has been born? Here?
Is it so illogical? Elysium's climate is suitable for the growth of complex vegetation. and a significant portion of its surface is occupied by sea. Many life forms have arisen in similar conditions. This unit would venture that under these conditions, the EA's yearning for a corporeal past were sufficient to cause Dynamis to coalesce as organic life.
That's incredible. New life. Huh, very adorable like you are. Yes, you are.
Like newborn babes, or so I assume. Eons have passed since we have even held a child. Yet it is not inconceivable that part of us remembers if these creatures arose from our fondness for the past. They may indeed be the Nassian forms mentioned in our ancient records.
I do see certain resemblance. So you just like to give these little ones a name then?
We lost the meaning of names so long ago, leaving us only the simple phonetic system that we now employ for individuals. The suggestion that we might impart the significance of these children via nomenclature is depressingly ludicrous. Nevertheless, we shall call them Mizu. Peculiar name to share, perhaps, but one we may find the meaning in together.
I cannot spell that to save my life, but sounds lovely.
I should like to remain with Ms. Mizu for a while. They doubtless know much of gustatory sensation and other such facets of corporeality. In serving as their guardians, we may yet reclaim some of what was lost. New life has arisen from the EA's longing. Nurture and protect the Mizu to see what they have to share. There's yet room for Elysian to grow and change. What other hopes will the power of Dynamis bring to life?
I don't know. That's part of what's fun. We're finding out. Oh, it'll be a great day. And a great deal more difficult to focus on those creatures about. They're so wibbly and wobbly.
This unit requests that you contain yourself. Energy levels are already low due to patrons' ceaseless querying.
Go get some rest.
However, this unit does admit to curiosity regarding the new life forms. Though it is probable that the Mizu share data with the EA's genetic memory, possibilities for their development are infinite. This differentiates them from other Dynamis-based life forms.
Or maybe there's just one more vacation that you lot aren't due, but after all, this place was built for endings, it's true. But we may yet see a beginning. Let's keep that trend going, shall we?
Affirmative. Our mission remains one constant amongst many variables.
All right.
Society quest complete. Huzzah. Reputation up. Reputation is now increased to respected. Huzzah. Hi. Yes, I love you too, buddy. Kitty's like, I love so much. Oh, give me your love. I need the precious. Mm-hmm. Yep, I know. Yep. Mm-hmm. Wait, no. New mission. Got into the galaxy. Emergency alert. Last Dreg's primary staff non-responsive due to insufficient energy levels. Provision units deployed. Requesting immediate assistance from nearby ally Pieter. Replenish energy stores of inert staff members before provisional units expire under the unreasonable expectations inflicted upon service industry employees. Transmission sent to the replenishment base at Base Omicron. Your imminent arrival is expected. Last Reg's request pending. Marine foodstuffs requisitioned by EF. Analysis suggests direct correlation to recent sensory transference involving miracle shrimp. Scanning environment for available resources. Narrowing results by compatibility with elite non-corporeal life forms. Filtering riffraff. Bing! Supremacist foodstuffs confirmed. Initializing order distribution sequence. Obtain appropriate quantities of superior flora inhabiting the Elysian seas. Specimen has been deemed sublime and therefore inappropriate for consumption by inferior life forms. Restrain primitive urges to gorge and deliver to the abode of the EF. Initiating perfectory explanation sequence. Since the inexplicable coalescence of the Miss Miru, the EF have facetiously undertaken research and caretaking duties. Recently, they have requested suitable sustenance for the upkeep of their charges' corporeal forms. However, the infantile nature of the Miss Miru begets a necessity for emolument ministrations to be applied to said comestibles before consumption. Rapid blinking detected. Reiterating in layman's terms, the Mrs. Mizus are babies and thus require soft food. A suitable organism has been located in Elysian for your convenience. Obtain a sensible amount of fungal compound growing in the recreational areas. Softening protocol will commence upon delivery to the last dregs. Alright, we'll go here first. That was some of the supremest kelp you've ever seen. Let's go. I was curious to see what was there. It's just a place for us to gather whenever stuff is actually available. Presence of Pieter confirmed. Referencing expectations. Scanning personages. You've arrived with a requested material. Initiating vernacular request sequence. Gimme. Gimme. There's some soft moss for you, bud. Reconfiguring emotional state to grateful. Thank you for your service. Report to Sigma 4 for compensatory distribution of pleasing shiny objects.
Thanks for the payment.
Transmission received. Delivery confirmed. Mission success. Supplementary information regarding factors such as behavior and appropriate nourishment of neomissive remains largely unavailable due to anomalous origin. However, limited data suggests multitudinous similarities between EF and neomissive. Further demands of Pietro's assistance deemed highly probable. Accept these compensatory objects and stand by for further orders.
No.
Lumini. Floating ball of fleshy horror was modeled after Ia, who failed to regain full corporeality. Oh, that's horrifying. What's the bait from us? Initiating standard welcoming protocol. Greetings, Piotr. Your imminent arrival was expected. Initiating instruction. Direct energy supplies from this pillory lifeform into incapacitated guardians to restore basic functioning. Suspicion detected. This unit assures you that the neomissive was obtained ethically and with permission from its guardian EF. Please commence siphoning at your earliest convenience. Initiating startup sequence. Last drag security protocol engaged. Returning to post to eliminate intruders. Eliminate intruders. Eliminate intruders. Beep, beep, boop, boop. Recalibrating. Reverting weapon systems from purge to stun. Returning to post. Welcome, corporeal messenger. Have you the edible appearances I ordered?
They're some of the supremest kelpie ever saw.
Fascinating. I thank you for obtaining such intriguing victuals. After hearing my brethren's account of the miracle shrimp experiment, I have taken to engaging in semi-regular indulgence of such tantalizing stimuli. Yet with repeated exposure comes the deadening of pleasure, as that primitive maxim suggests. Variety is the spice of life. Indeed, your contribution is the proverbial spice that shall allay the monotony of my endless existence. I thank you. And the best area, I love the map and the song. The song gets me to cry every time. It's a good song. It is a very good song. Welcome, Bruni. Yeah, this is very good. Yep, I'm currently doing. They're not called Beast Tribe quests anymore. I'm currently doing Society quests. And once we've finished this off, I think I have to talk to the Wandering Minstrel, and then today should be like, I think like 2 duties, and then I'm into Dawn Trail. That's kind of where I'm at. Such a good map. Oh yeah, this is a very good map. It's a little concerning when you can't fly here. It's like, how am I supposed to get that anywhere? But yeah, once you can fly, it's a very good map. Oh wow, I'm going the wrong direction. The cat thinks I'm talking to him. He's like, there's nobody else here. You have to be talking to me. And so he's answering me, because that's the polite thing you do. Yes, I know, kitty. Yes. Retrieving data. Previously incapacitated units back online and functioning normally. Cafe-specific disaster averted. Providing supplementary information. Evidence suggests that the Gonora Guardians are manned units of war, but data insufficiencies necessitate units currently operate as automata. Detecting depreciated levels of concentration, pinpointing relevancy to Pieter. Until pilots can be properly reconstructed, regular replenishment of energy stores will prove crucial to the last dregs operation. Future requests for assistance are inevitable. Endwalker's so heavy. It really is. They did not shy away from the philosophy, which of course I eat that stuff up. That's why I love stories, is getting new philosophical perspectives. Return of Pieter confirmed. Complicated emotional state detected. Requesting additional information. Voice analysis complete. Mission success. Engaging experimental excitation sequence to restore default emotional state. Fantastically achieved, Pieter. Your presence is a beacon of light in this universe. Detecting errors. Aborting exaltation sequence. Analysis suggests that providing sufficient variety for IA with gustatory interest will require thousands of individual taste samples to be accumulated and codified, recommending Pieter's immediate and total recuperation of strength in light of recent missions. Okay. All right. So, from here. Yeah, I don't know if you hear what I said. Endwalker is my favorite of all of them so far. Followed shortly by Heavensward, because I really liked Heavensward too. Okay. So astrologing. So astrologing? How do you say it? I don't mean to close that tab. There we go. Oh, indeed so. All right, moving on. So from here, I need to grab this over here. I have instances to deal with here. Yeah, the music from that area is reminiscent of Cowboy Bebop. Greetings, my friend. If you have a tale to share, this minstrel is all ears. Let's talk about Golbez. Ah, the knight's clad in armor black. Pray tell me of your encounter with him beyond the veil, and spare no detail. Sure. I dealt with this guy who was like kind of evil and stuff, and wow, he apparently trying to save the world. So the true motive of his crusade was the salvation of his brethren. Thus did he pervert Ajaya's yearning to return home, into a force capable of breaking down the barrier between worlds. For one that speaks of deliverance, concocting a plot that would condemn the souls of another world to death rings decidedly unheroic. Nevertheless, I feel inspired with a new verse. Pray, lend me your ears. For home the shackled worm doth yearn. Stained by shadow her nature turned. In darkness did her captor swear to claim his kind their stolen share. Only salvation would suffice, another world to pay the price. Hailed hero or branded villain, deeds never to be forgiven. What could have driven him to such ends, to sacrifice the very souls he hoped to save, to give rise to an entity born of such sorrow as Zeromus? He's worthy of contempt for his deeds, of that there is no doubt. Yet all was done for the salvation of his people. One cannot help but be drawn to such a tale. Okay. Looking at Deus, Stream is now available. All right. And let's turn in our Mandeville stuff. And then back to the 13th to face Zeromus. Well, to just stand there with your thumb up your ass, let's see the goods. There's the Mandalorian, or whatever it's called. It's the proper Skyrocks, and no mistake. Godbert's not back yet, but I reckon we can get a head start on extracting the special oil of his. Oil from rocks. Bugger, this might be cooking grease for all the conductivity it's got. Must have botched one of the steps. But which one? Pretty sure I followed the structures of the damn letter. No fault in your process, Master Geralt. Oh, then how do you explain this bottle of weak piss then sitting in the anvil? It is yet to undergo the final treatment. An advanced oil pressing technique, passed down through generations of Mandeville lubricant enthusiasts. Not Godbert. Yes, it's Godbert. We're going to be making a Manderville a book for the Summoner, and it's going to be special. So, yeah, Godbert. Man just needs to put on some pants. It'll take more enthusiastic oil pressing to bring this liquid up to snuff. Oh, ye of little faith, observe. Hey, Cadsman, what the hell are you stripping down to your small clothes for? I should have known you were just some degenerate fop. Godbert, no, right? Patience, Master Geralt. This is merely the prelude. Oh, God, what are you going to do now? Behold, the mighty squats of the Manderville man. Uh-huh. That should be enough to get the juices flowing. Now, to demonstrate the aforementioned technique. A single drop of potentially empowered Manderville perspiration. Just no. Ah. Ye gods, it's full of stars. 2001 reference. But that don't change anything. You're just an eccentric old bugger prancing around sweating on things. Maybe so, but look closer, Master Geralt. Thus is the Extramanderville made ready. Exalamanderville made ready. What do you mean ready? What you devils had your drippings? Look at me. It ain't possible. But just suppose you explain this to you. One does not simply reveal the tricks of one's trade, especially long-guarded family traditions. As a fellow professional, I'm sure you understand. Aye, well, it makes no difference to me. I wouldn't be caught dead doing them creepy poses. Bracing banter aside, I do believe this puts us in possession of all the necessary components. It is your time to shine, Master Geralt. Well, I'll shine all right. You're kind above the average craftsman, I'll grant you that. But you have a few rings left to climb. Best shield your eyes, gents, because my work is positively blinding. All this to make a book. I hired a blacksmith to make a book. And we used sweat and squeezed a bunch of rocks for their oil. Success, just as I predicted. That right there is a collaborative masterpiece. The Manderville Index. I would live to see my ancestors' wondrous forge recreated. You've made me a happy Manderville man, Peter. I'm glad. Let's not back out of the bubbling booze just yet, your lordship. We got a ways to go before we can call our work finished. Really? Master Geralt is quite right. I've neglected to properly explain that this is but the first stage in a much grander creation. The bare bones of the weaponry, if you will. Aye, now begins the endless chore of refinement, which means I'll be stuck here for God knows how long. I am loath to monopolize your time, my good blacksmith, but the manual is written in the most confounding cipher. I'm not even certain when I will finish decoding the next step of the process. Well, something to sit here then, idly. At least I got a few bottles of quality liquor to keep me company. A regrettable yet unavoidable delay. Let us reconvene when the manual has given up its secrets, shall we? Meanwhile, I leave the weaponry in your battle-hardened hands. When next we meet, your report on its performance will be indispensable in guiding our next improvements. Though, should you wish to experiment in a different variety of mandible weapon. And this highly trained House Mandeville artisan is at your service. I have imparted to him the necessary techniques for facilitating this initial stage of crafting. He requires only a contribution of Mandarium meteorite to forge a weapon of your choosing. Another near-naked bastard! What do you Mandeville folk have against trousers? That's the question right there. Ho, ho, ho. You know what? I don't even want to know. Just leave the smithing to me. When I do a job, I do it right. Very well, then I shall begin anon. I'm most eager to see the next stage of our masterpiece take shape. The repeatable quest is now available at the House Mandeville Artisan in the High Crucible of Alchemia. This quest may be accepted, to create Manderville weapons for other jobs. Please ensure you have changed your desired job before speaking with the House of Manderville Artisan. Upon completing the quest well-oiled, you'll receive a Manderville weapon for a summoner. Please ensure you have changed your desired job before speaking with Geralt. Sharing your way, this means it must have something to share. He's not immediately sharing your way, which means he must have something to share. Peter, how are you finding the Manderville weaponry of yours? Man. Seeing as much as I handed the forge, you're looking for bloody marvellous. Still, it can always be better. And it sounds like Goldbert's ready to build on the bare bones of what you've been producing so far. I shall call upon his lordship. Peter, so good of you to come. I've had my nose buried in the mystifying manual of what feels like an age or more. But my decoding efforts have at last borne delicious fruits. It would seem that to further enhance the ethereal conductivity of our weaponry, we must apply yet another variety of meteorite. Much as one produces sparks by smashing one rock against another, a rare chondrite in this case. The true key to the process, however, is something rather more intangible. Oh, don't leave us hanging over the dramatic peacock. Tell us already. My ancestors' tome is, well, it's as much a journal as it is an instructional guide. And God Bran details a history of failure to elevate his creations. As he was an accomplished warrior as well, he thus removed himself to the furthest reaches of the wilds, where he sought to vent his frustrations upon the most fearsome fiends that crossed his path. Post-battle clarity filled his spirit, and a miracle of miracles, his very next attempt at augmentation was a resounding success. So you see, the missing ingredient in Godbrand's recipe for refinement was the sublime tranquility achieved in the wake of an invigorating victory. Oh, really? I myself received the blessings of battle-based enlightenment on my travels with Pieta, followed a mildly strenuous encounter with one Dr. Lugay. However, I contend, Master Geralt, that your marital meditation is as yet woefully inadequate. Oh, really? You think smashing skulls instead of ingots will somehow improve your foraging instincts? I guarantee it. In fact, until you have triumphed over this trial, I suspect the next rung of Manderville mastery will be forever remaining out of your reach. Not that I expect you to charge blindly to fisticuffs. Nay, sir, I have prepared for you the perfect opponent. Pieter, if you'll be so kind as to join Master Geralt in Windrift, I shall be with you momentarily. Okay. The hammering continues. Manderville weapons. Okay. So where are we going from here? Gonna have to beat the crap out of stuff before this can be used. I have to beat it up with this particular item, which means we're not ever gonna do it. Probably what that means. Well, here I am. So what is your perfect opponent? What is me perfect opponent? Here to begin, I say, capital. Follow me, and we can get this clarifying combat underway. Kitty has now moved on from meowing to eating the plastic packaging over there. A flimsy little mammoth. Now, I ain't a warrior, but feast your eyes on these corded arms. If this were a tavern brawl, the smart coin would be on me smithy. As it should be. It's why I've set this fellow's battle parameters to the maximum level. All right, then, let's do this. Mammoth just did the Manderville. It's okay, little bastard. I know what this calls for. A generous application of Manderville-mandated lubrication. Salamander oil. It's touching him all over. What did you just slather me with? We'll never find a Salamanderville, my good man. It'll sink into your muscles and augment your natural prowess. It is the oil of champions. You know, I do feel I'll be powerful. Can't make contact, what does it matter? Defeated the man. Take that, Tin Man. What a rush. I never wanted to afford something so badly. Is this what the battle enlightenment you're going on about? The very same. In your heightened sense of awareness, your enchantments are sure to be flawless. Now let's get to work. As before, your job is to bargain for meteorite chunks from Jabruna. Rowena knows how to supply her with the conduit we need. All right, sure. And then back and warm up the furnace. That's good. Oh, even at its weakest, matching my mammoth to battle is always the treat. Yes, actually, I had this axe-wielding gentleman set to its lowest parameters. And while the Thunder Mandeville does stimulate circulation, it has no other special effects. The most daunting opponent, you see, is the prison of the mind. Even should the battle itself prove a charade, the positive momentum one gains from the prevailing, which was perceived, the been a mighty struggle, no less real. Now, you'll kindly see to procuring the conduit. I must attend to my part of the preparations. All right, then. Chunks of complementary contrite can be obtained from Jabruna at the Aetherite Plaza at Razad Han. I mean, I guess it's complementary as in it helps to accentuate, not complementary as in free. How did I guess? All right. Fine. We'll work on that later today. Okay, so all right. So next is Astrologian, and I think it may actually be time for us to go get it. So we're on the moon. That's where we're headed. All right. Gate to the red moon. Purple sky. Right, Prashan. Prashan is the very picture of determination. Rest assured, I will not let my emotions overwhelm me. When the moment comes, I will call to my sister, and I will wrest her free from Zeromus. The traitor awaits. Woe betide any who bar our path. Quest accepted. The lunar subterranean, now accessible. Okay. Let's do it. This is another familiar song. How do I tell which one to stand on?